What's up, guys? Blade Master here. We are going to be looking at Game 3 of the semifinals between JohannesVB and Trollyboli. So again, we are going to be fighting in Armavir, and in this match, of course, Johannes had the first pick again. He decided to go with Armavir, just like I said. Great fucking commentary so far. He decided to go with Armavir, and he decided to go with Tylis. Very interesting choice. It is kind of a, not even on paper. In the general mindset, it is a safe choice to always go Tylis. But again, like, I don't think Tylis would be a very good choice in unit ban, because you can very easily cripple them by banning the tribal warriors, and by banning what else can you ban? Maybe raiding horse. Could ban Levy Freemen. You could ban Thracian warriors. All of those, if you ban them, then the tribal warriors are not very strong at all. So yeah, he decided to take Tylis, which in this instance is not the greatest faction to pick for Game 3. In the general sense, it is, but in a regular sense, I mean, in terms of unit ban, not really. So there was a huge delay in the faction picking rules, because it took Trollyboli around 30 minutes to drag his massive iron stones, his massive iron balls, plop them on the table, and then pick Massagetae as for the deciding game in the semifinals. Massive props to Trollyboli. So Massagetae doesn't have access to Saka Cataphracts and Saka Noble Armored Lancers, and they're going to be fighting up against Tylis without Levy Freemen and tribal warriors in Armavir. Now, Johannes has put a lot of his units in the hill. Not all of them. Some of them are here. Some of them are in the forest. Some of them are not. So I guess all in all, it's a pretty smart move by him, because you can't really call him hill camping at this point, since he's got a large portion of his army not in the hill. But then there is a significant portion which is up top. So let's take a look at what Trollyboli has brought. Looks like a couple of mercenary Amazonian riders. I would really like to see some Saka Cataphract horse archers being brought, because they are the only unit that still has a super heavy mass, which can make such a massive impact late game, because they have great melee capabilities just as it is, and then they also have a super heavy mass which would give them unbelievable impact damage and kills off the charge. But for now, we can only see, I think, like 2 Steppe horse archers and 2 mercenary Amazonian riders. This is from JohannesVB's side, so I don't think you can see the entire Massagetae army. So let me go ahead and take a look at what Johannes has got. So we can see some Oathsworn here. He's brought 3 of them. The Oathsworn are going to be pretty important, because not only do they have the javelins, the precursor javelins, so keeping them staggered would be a pretty smart idea. He's got 4 Oathsworn actually. Yeah, he's got 4, including his general. So keeping them in the center of his army, in the center of a staggered Tylis line, would allow them to fire their javelins, and then they can even maybe get a charge in if Trollyboli is not being active enough with this cav. Then he's got some Thracian. Again, without the tribal warriors would be so good in this instance, because they are very tanky, and they have great missile block chance, everything that would suit them against Massagetae. But he doesn't have access to them. Instead, he's got these Thracian infantry. The Thracian infantry are a huge step down from the tribal warriors, to say the least. As you can see by these guys' cloth armor, they have only actually 65 armor is not that bad. It really isn't that bad. But they just do not have the tankiness of tribal warrior, which is desperately needed. I think the tribal warriors have like 95 armor or something crazy like that. And considering that, 65 armor is really not much. And the big problem is that they have only 55 health, so they will die very, very quickly. So he's got 4 Oathsworn. Let's see how many Thracians he's got. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 Thracians it looks like so far, which is a smart idea. You don't really want to bring too many of them. They're not very good. They're not going to be of much use in this game. And then he's got some Celtic tribesmen. This is a very smart idea. So tribal warriors and Levy Freemen were banned. So now the Celtic tribesmen are the next cheapest meat shield unit that are probably going to be the MVPs in this match if JohannesVB is to win this. He's brought a total of 6 of them, which is the max. Medium spear infantry, very, very poor morale. They do have precursors, and they are cheap, so they will fulfill their role in that regard. Though not nearly as MLG as Levy Freemen, they're still going to be able to do their job, I think. Then he's got some Celtic Slingers. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, 3 Celtic Slingers here. And he's got a couple of Raiding Horse. One which is in the middle of nowhere, and it's being hidden for the time being. It's a risky maneuver, keeping this one cav here. At the very least, keeping your cav in the center would allow you to charge retreating cavalry. But if Trollyboli is keeping all of his cav here, this Raiding Horseman is now very, very well positioned. As for what we can see here, we can see a Saka Cataphract Horse Archer General brought by Trollyboli. Whoa, sorry. Yeah, let me take a good look at these guys. Yeah, Saka Cataphracts Horse Archer is just very well armored, 90 armor. 95 health is not the greatest, but you don't want to put these guys into melee at the first instance possible. You want to wait, let them shoot all of their ammo. They've got precision shot. They will do a huge amount of damage in the early game just through their arrows. And then against depleted units, they are truly a terror. He has brought, I believe, 7 Steppe Noble Lancers and then 7 Steppe Armored Lancers, because again, he just had to bring a huge number of shock cavalry to make up for the lack of quality that he has in his cavalry contingent now that Saka Cataphract and Saka Noble have been banned. So Steppe Armored Lancers here for 550 talents, and then some Steppe Noble Lancers who are probably going to be a much bigger threat than the Steppe Armored, since they have very heavy mass, and having very heavy mass would improve their charge bonus. not even considering their 76 charge bonus versus the 57, making them a huge step up. So 7 total Steppe Noble Lancers and 7 Steppe Armored Lancers, or something like that, maybe 7 or 8. So that's 7, 14, and then he's got 4 Horse Archers and then 1 Saka Cataphract, so that would make 19. Maybe he's got 1 extra of something else. Maybe a cheap Steppe Lancer. Could be useful. But now he's faced with a conundrum, because this is a very well staggered Tylis army. On the one hand, Johannes is not being very aggressive. On the other hand, it's not on you to be aggressive against Massagetae. If you're picking Massagetae, you have to be prepared for a situation just like this. That being said, Johannes could have camped completely here. Well, he would have broken the tournament rules and he would have lost in that case. But he hasn't either way, so I guess that's good. Now his Celtic Slingers are getting pretty dangerously close to the Steppe Noble Lancers, although the Celtic Slingers, with their pretty piss-poor missile damage, they have the really shitty Celtic Slingshot, or whatever it's called. The baby Slingshot will not do much damage to the Steppe Noble Lancers. HP damage is going to be pretty important though. They're not going to lose any units, but it's just a little minor irritant. So circling around here, let's take a look. Okay, whatever. Just won't press tab then. Already the Massagetae troops have got a huge, have done a huge little circle on the Tylis defensive line. But notable lack of horse archers here, which is allowing the Celtic Slingers to start firing there. Raiding Horsemen, I would like to see the Raiding Horsemen being used here, but it looks like shit's about to go down. Let's put this in slow motion and see what exactly is going to happen. Steppe Armored Lancers are going to come in first, which is a smart idea, because you don't want to charge all of your... It looks like he's charging all of his units in here, and that might mean that some of his Steppe Noble Lancers will take Precursor Javelins, but for the most part, it's like the Steppe Armored Lancers are fighting the Celtic Tribesmen and then just destroying them, and then eradicating the Meat Shield, which can otherwise be so crucial for Tylis to win this game. Here you can see Steppe Armored Lancers just got destroyed by Precursors. This Steppe Armor didn't get a good charge in, but the Celtic Tribesmen, 2 of them have been destroyed. The General is in a huge bit of trouble here. Galathracian Infantry taking a lot of damage on from Steppe Armored Lances, and then this is the area where Trollyboli wants to attack, and he's doing a good job there. The Steppe Noble Lancers just charging into the unwooded side of Armavir, and here Steppe Armored Lancers getting 20 kills on Galathracian Infantry. Steppe Noble Lancers 37 kills. They have to be pulled back though. Cannot afford any miss micro, because these units are very, very squishy. They are not tanky at all. Steppe Armored Lances being pulled out. The Steppe Noble Lances still remain. The Steppe Noble Lances are the ones that he needs to take care of. Celtic Slingers getting rear charge, though. That is bad. That is very bad. And here Celtic Slingers is just a huge gap formed because the Celtic Tribesmen got destroyed. The Oathstone General has taken some casualties, but he'll do well in extended melee. Still 3 Celtic Slingers remain. Raiding Horsemen now engaged in melee against these Steppe Noble Lancers, and the Steppe Noble Lancers are dying, which is a huge problem. Here a full strength, well, almost full strength Steppe Noble Lancer didn't get a proper charge in. But wow, these downhill rear charges from those mercenary Amazonian Riders is probably going to be worth it. So now that he's killed off all the Celtic Slingers, he can just choose to shoot at whatever units remain. But he doesn't even need to do that. This is a landslide victory, I think, because the Gallo-Thracian infantry, I told you these guys were very squishy. They have only 50 morale as well. Now that they're broken, Trollyboli has all the horses in the world to just chase down and destroy them. Here, Steppe Armored Lance is going to rear charge Raiding Horsemen. Raiding Horsemen have already got a single experience chevron. But Oathstone still remain, not that they're going to be much of a threat. So yeah, that is the problem with taking Tylis. If he had tribal warriors, if he had Levy Freemen, could have been a much bigger threat to the Massagetae. Oathstone here in Shield Wall used Rally, which is a smart move, but Celtic Slingers have been removed from the battlefield, and then there's just so many archers left. The Raiding Horsemen came back from came out of the forest. The general has not even been used for Trolley. The Oathstone has gotten 45 kills, killed off some of the Steppe Noble Lancers. A bit of miss micro there from Trollyboli. But honestly, he could afford to miss micro here. This is one of those matches where he could have just done that because, I mean, he just had so many units and there are only 6 meat shield units that he needed to destroy with them. And once he did, he just got into that juicy, nougaty Gallo-Thracian center of the Tylis army, and then they just got slaughtered. And that, just in that one single charge, Tylis just lost like, what is that, 9 units, and then the Celtic Slingers also just got destroyed by the mercenary horse archers. Very well done. It was a very nice, coordinated charge. And I believe, yeah, close defeat. Johannes has decided to concede because he only had like 3 full strength, as you can see, 3 full strength Oathstone, 4 full strength Oathstone, and 1 full strength Gallo-Thracian against Steppe Noble, Steppe Armored, so many Steppe Armored, another Steppe Noble, and not even mentioning the 4 horse archers and 5 horse archers we could just destroy or shoot those Oathstone to death. So yeah, very interesting battle to cap it all off. Well played to Trollyboli, very ballsy of him bringing the Massagetae, especially a completely depleted Massagetae. But they did fight an equally depleted Tylis build, and in these rules, without tribal warriors, without Levy Freemen, I just don't see Tylis winning this battle any day of the week. So smart pick by Trollyboli, smart win. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle, and that's the end of one of the semi-final matches. Trollyboli advances to the finals, where he will face the winner of the matches between DDG and Pine 89. So you guys stay tuned for that. Peace.